What if the United States already possesses an air fleet capable of operating beyond the atmosphere, one so secretive that even its existence is debated? What if air supremacy is no longer the goal because the real battlefield has quietly shifted to low Earth orbit? For years, analysts speculated about the U.S. Space Force having access to unconventional aircraft, vehicles that blur the line between fighter jet, drone, and spacecraft. Today, evidence suggests those whispers may finally be turning into reality. Welcome to the Space Force's Secret Air Wing, a fleet hidden behind layers of classification, shaping a future where air and space dominance merge into one. Introduction: the birth of a new battlefield. When the United States Space Force was officially established in 2019, many viewed it as symbolic, an administrative reshuffling rather than the creation of a new military capability. But behind the scenes, a revolutionary doctrine was taking shape. The next war will not be won in the sky, it will be won above it. Communication satellites, GPS, missile early warning systems, space-based sensors, and even cyber warfare nodes all depend on orbital infrastructure. Losing them would cripple a nation's military within minutes. That is why the USSF required something more than missile launch stations and satellite monitoring centers. It needed an operational fleet, a force capable of operating in contested space, deploying rapidly, countering enemy satellites, defending U.S. orbital infrastructure, conducting surveillance from orbit, and, if necessary, denying hostile access to space. This is where the Space Force's rumored secret air wing enters the story. Section 1. The X-37B, the flagship of the unknown. If there's one aircraft that hints at a secret Space Force fleet, it's the X-37B Orbital Test Vehicle, or OTV. What makes it suspiciously capable? Unmanned spaceplane, launches into orbit by rocket, can operate for over 900 days in space, performs classified missions, returns to Earth like a mini space shuttle, demonstrates maneuverability no known satellite possesses. The X-37B's missions remain almost entirely classified. Military analysts believe it is being used for co-orbital inspection, on-orbit payload deployment, space-based surveillance, testing directed energy components, experimenting with reusable orbital platforms. What makes the X-37B vital to the Space Force's secret air wing is its reusability and mission flexibility. It acts like a spy satellite, drone, and weapons platform all at once, without any public acknowledgement of offensive capability. Section 2. Did the U.S. develop a space fighter? Rumors surrounding a classified project known as the Black Star program have circulated for decades. Documents, whistleblower accounts, and unusual sightings fuel speculation of a two-part system: a high-altitude mothership aircraft and a space-capable mini-fighter launched from it. Though the Pentagon denies its existence, the aerospace community believes such a platform would give the U.S. rapid response satellite interception, anti-ballistic missile strike capabilities, hypersonic reconnaissance, deployment of microsatellites, and the ability to attack or disable enemy orbital craft. The idea of a space superiority fighter may sound like science fiction, but the technology, scramjets, heat shield composites, and adaptive engines already exist. If a classified space fighter does exist, it would be the beating heart of the Space Force's secret air wing. Section 3. Orbital drones and the rise of autonomous spacecraft. The next frontier of warfare is unmanned, and the Space Force is no exception. Why space drones matter. A swarm of small, semi-autonomous vehicles could shadow enemy satellites, relay targeting data, perform electronic warfare, disrupt communications, deploy mini payloads. DARPA's Launch on Demand programs hint at the growing focus on rapid space deployment, capabilities that would require a fleet of silent, unmanned guardians. These drones may operate from orbit or be fired into space from ground launchers, effectively giving the Space Force constant, invisible reconnaissance coverage.
Section 4. Secretive test sites where the fleet hides. If the Space Force has a classified air wing, it must operate from the U.S. military's most shadowed bases. Likely locations: Groom Lake, Area 51, Nevada; Edwards Air Force Base, California; Vandenberg Space Force Base; Cape Canaveral Space Force Station; Tonopah Test Range. Observers frequently report unconventional aircraft shapes, high-speed contrails, and unusual launch activity, especially at night. These sites form the perfect triangle of secrecy needed to house and test a next-generation aerospace fleet. Section 5. Weapons of the Space Force Air Wing. Although the U.S. officially denies placing weapons in space, military doctrine states clearly, space must be defended like any other domain. Likely weapon systems include: 1. Co-orbital interceptors, small vehicles capable of approaching, observing, or disabling foreign satellites. 2. Directed energy systems, high-powered lasers for blinding sensors, disabling electronics, neutralizing drones. 3. EMP-based payloads, designed to temporarily shut down hostile satellites without creating orbital debris. 4. Cyber warfare nodes, space-based hacking platforms integrated with ground networks. 5. Microsatellite launchers, the ability to replace or deploy satellites instantly during conflict. These weapons don't need to be explosive. They need only control the orbital environment, a domain where distance and timing are strategic weapons. Section 6. Why keep the space wing secret? 3 reasons. 1. Strategic ambiguity. No rival can prepare for what they cannot confirm. 2. Technological advantage. Revealing spacecraft, propulsion systems, or weapons could give adversaries guidelines to replicate them or counter them. 3. Deterrence. A rumored capability can be just as powerful as a known one. For the U.S., secrecy itself becomes a weapon. Section 7. Russia and China, the race to catch up. China is rapidly developing anti-satellite missiles, hypersonic glide vehicles, space-based surveillance, robotic spacecraft. Russia maintains an extensive co-orbital satellite program capable of maneuvering close to others in orbit. Both nations view space as the next battleground, and both likely suspect the U.S. has a massive head start. The Space Force's secret air wing, if fully operational, could give the U.S. a generational strategic advantage. Conclusion: the future of warfare has already arrived. The clues are everywhere. Classified flights, unusual orbital patterns, experimental aircraft, unexplained military budgets, rapid developments in aerospace technologies. While the Pentagon remains silent, one truth is becoming clear. The Space Force is far more than satellites and ground stations. It may already possess the world's first space operational air wing, capable of surveillance, defense, deterrence, and possibly even combat. Hidden above us, in the silent expanse of low Earth orbit, a new generation of military aviation is being born, one that will define the future of global power.